What's up, everybody? Justin here on this Monday evening. It's evening, right before Raw. So, this is a new episode of The List. The List episode 33, where I will be talking about and discussing Randy Orton. His comments, where he went on to, I guess, bury indie wrestling. And he put out a long statement as he responded to a tweet. Anyways, I'll discuss that, what he said about indie wrestling and I guess the talent in indie wrestling. Also going to talk about Braun Strowman. The guy had elbow surgery and he's out. He will miss up to 6 months because of his elbow surgery. That sucks. That's a downer. That's really sad. I was a fan of Braun. They were building him up great. The guy was a great heel, so I'm going to talk about Braun Strowman right now. So here's the article about Braun. Last week, Braun Strowman posted a message on Instagram confirming that he was undergoing surgery and vowed to return stronger and meaner than ever. On Monday, WWE.com today confirmed that Strowman underwent successful elbow surgery on Thursday in Birmingham, Alabama by Dr. Jeffrey somebody. According to the report, during the procedure, it was revealed among his other injuries that Strowman's elbow has been shattered, and he is expected to miss up to 6 months of action as a result. So I guess his elbow is shattered. That's not good. Who knows how long it was shattered. I believe he's wearing a giant elbow pad for a pretty long time. His elbow could have been messed up since the Royal Rumble, and the guy went on and on to work through it. And then it's reported maybe he had a torn rotator cuff. It's not a torn rotator cuff. He just had elbow surgery and his elbow was shattered. I mean, I know surgery is... when they do surgery nowadays on people, elbows and knees and necks, you can heal faster than ever. And the surgeries and the doctors, the surgeries are better than ever. And you can come back better than ever. So that's good. That surgery has evolved for the better, for the athletes and the talent. So anyways, the injury took place, it says, last Monday when Roman Reigns attacked him. So that's not good. That sounds like Roman injured him even more. That's not good. That makes me dislike Roman even more if he injured Braun even more. Anyways, it says Strowman has been dealing with the injury for several weeks. He was estimated to miss 1 or 2 months. I thought he was going to miss 2 months and be back by July or at the end of July. But no, the guy's out 6 months. That's not good for the WWE. That's not good for the Raw brand because they don't got any monster heels. When Kevin Owens was on Raw, he was a monster heel. But Braun Strowman, in my opinion, was a top heel. The number one monster heel. Now he's gone. What does that mean? That means it's bad. Bad for WWE that Braun had to get injured at this time when the guy was getting such a huge monster push. It's bad for the company. It's bad for Strowman. Bad for his career. It means he's not going to be facing Brock at Great Balls of Fire, that god-awful pay-per-view name. And he won't be facing Brock at SummerSlam. Braun won't be back till... we're in the middle of May right now. So the guy's not going to be back till June, July, August, September, October, November, 6 months. Strowman's going to miss Survivor Series. Maybe he'll be back for Survivor Series. I don't know. He could be. He could be better by October. And he could make his return to the ring at Survivor Series. Hopefully he does. But I don't think he will. I say they're going to hold off on him returning until probably Royal Rumble 2018, where he would make a surprise appearance as a surprise entry into the Rumble, and then you should have Braun win it. Have Braun Strowman win the 2018 Rumble. That makes the most sense. Have him win it and have him go to WrestleMania to get the title shot. Even if he wins Rumble, I guess they could have a three-way with Braun, Roman, and Brock. But I don't want Roman in another main event at WrestleMania. So here's more stuff about Strowman. So he's going to be out 6 months. Either way, it's a big setback for the monster, who was in the mindset of the biggest push of his career and rumored to be main eventing July's pay-per-view against Raw Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. WWE posted a tweet at 2:09 p.m. today saying, breaking news, Braun Strowman underwent surgery following the attack from Roman. He was already injured anyways, so Roman could have made the injury worse, but I doubt it. He was already needed surgery anyways. So my final thoughts on Braun Strowman being out 6 months, it sucks. It really sucks. Who the hell are they going to get to replace Braun? They don't got anybody else that looks like him, that is built like him, that is a monster, like a giant like him. They don't got nobody else. Unless they decide to turn the Big Show heel again for the 1,000th time in his career, maybe Big Show can turn heel and try to be a monster and go up against Brock. But I've seen Big Show and Brock too many times. I wouldn't care to see it again. I don't know what they're going to do with Brock and who the hell they're going to have Brock face now because Braun's out. In my opinion, Braun was the number one contender for Brock because what he looks like, the guy's a monster. And the guy's been destroying everybody. I hope they don't do Roman, Brock, one-on-one because that's boring to me. The only option they really have is to put Rollins in the title picture or Finn Balor in the title picture, have a triple threat. Ballard, Rollins, Lesnar, or do a Fatal 4-Way at the July pay-per-view. Or a Fatal 4-Way Reigns, Lesnar, Ballard, Rollins. It really sucks. Really, this is awful. Really awful, bad timing that Braun Strowman is going to be out for 6 months after the guy was receiving an awesome push. It really sucks. And I'm sad about it. On to the next topic. WWE Great Balls of Fire put out a new logo for their pay-per-view. New logo. They tried to update it from the last logo, which was really just letters saying the Great Balls of Fire, and now the new logo looks like shit. I'll post a pic on my Twitter of the new logo later on. Before Raw, I'll post that pic. So if you don't know what it looks like, you can look at the new logo of the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. The new logo looks like shit. Looks like a 10-year-old came up with it and drew it. There's like these little flames around the letters, Great Balls of Fire. It looks awful. Looks like a 10-year-old or an 8-year-old drew it and came up with the logo. It looks like shit. Looks stupid as hell. I wish they changed that pay-per-view name immediately. Come up with a new name. There's 1,000 other names you could come up with that are better. I mean, why not name Bring Back Vengeance? Or Unless they are bringing back Vengeance as a SmackDown pay-per-view. I don't know. Bring back anything. Could name a pay-per-view Revenge. WWE Revenge for a Raw pay-per-view. You can name it anything. Why does it have to be Great Balls of Fire? That is stupid. And the new logo is stupid and looks like a little kid drew it and came up with it. And Vince looked at the drawing and said, oh, I like that. Maybe one of Vince's grandchildren drew the new logo for Great Balls of Fire. Maybe one of his grandchildren drew it. He looked at it and he liked it and he made it the new logo. Who knows? So now I discussed the Great Balls of Fire. The new logo looks like crap. I'll post a pic of it on my Twitter at WWE NXT Guy before Raw for everybody to see it that's watching this. So now to the Randy Orton buries indie wrestling. That's what the article says. And Matt Hardy and CM Punk and more react to it. So Randy Orton, it says, has been causing a stir on Twitter recently, stemming from a shot he took at independent wrestlers and wrestling fans. While Orton is currently the vocal point of the controversy, it was actually started by Rip Rogers, current head trainer at OVW. If you don't know what OVW is, it stands for Ohio Valley Wrestling. Things got rolling with when Orton responded to the following tweet sent out by Rip Rogers. I guess he sent this out. Pretty long tweet. Long post. Looks like it's from a Facebook page. It's way more than 150 characters. He says, every indie match now. Handshake. Drawn out move exchange. This is awesome chant. Strike. Exchange. Dive. No sell. Indie strong style. Dive. More strikes. No sells. Dive. Flippy flop. Sequence, dive, hit everyone with each other's finishers. This is starting to make me laugh because it's kind of true. This is pretty funny what he wrote. Then hippy dippy, we all fall down. Or Humpty Dumpty, we all fall down. Fight forever chant. Rinse and repeat until every move is useless and means nothing. Dive, take unsafe shot that looks like shit and hurts like hell. Then roll up finish, handshake and hug after match. Everyone's hands raised. All guys chant. This is damn funny. I'm trying not to laugh. All guys chant, go home and type on social media thanking your opponents and company for the match and telling others they should book these guys. And then he put period, tons of periods, dive, period. And then Rip Rogers writes, above all that, he writes, just got this. So I think Rip Rogers wrote all that. I don't think Orton did. Anyways, Rogers' statement seems to have struck a chord with Orton. Speculation is that Orton is not the only wrestler to come through the WWE system who is not in favor of an independent wrestling scene, which they feel is too focused on high spots. Miz has expressed similar statement. L Belt, whatever that is, or Miz said something about it on performing when he was on Talking Smack, cutting a promo. Then Randy responded to the person's tweet. I don't think it was Rip Rogers that posted all that, but Randy quoted their tweet and said, period, dive. Then Bully Ray put out a tweet of him jumping off the top rope. Now it says WWE style versus indie wrestling. Bully Ray, one of the newest additions to Ring of Honor, responded with the following. Bully Ray, a picture of him jumping off the top rope onto three guys, and Bully says dive, period, devil horns, sign of the horns. Then Randy Orton responds to Bully Ray's tweet. Randy Orton says, LOL, there is a difference between a young, hungry talent driving and an old, out-of-shape vet falling. That wasn't too nice of Orton to say that. Anyways, then Orton says, currently Randy Orton has a following tweet pinned on his profile. I don't know if he still has it there. He says, sorry. It says, sorry to the indie marks, indie guys, and old-timers who do dives took offense. Just having a good time over a few drinks in Denmark, closing the SmackDown Live tour while beating Raw and making over $5 million in the last 11 shows. I'm going to respond to that. First off, Randy, I like Randy Orton. The guy's a great worker, great wrestler. The guy's probably a future Hall of Famer. The guy's done it all in WWE, but he's been pushed. And he's had stuff handed to him. I'm not saying he hasn't worked hard. He's worked really hard. But he has had stuff. He's been pushed. He had the company behind him because Triple H was his boy and got him pushed. And Randy was put in Evolution. And he was pushed by being put in Evolution. He was pushed as a main event heel. And him and Batista, both of those guys were in OVW, and they were picked by the company. They were picked by WWE to be the next top guys and part of the WWE for the next 10, 15 years. Randy Orton is still in the company. After debuting in 2002, he's still in the company. Batista's moved on. Good for him. Batista didn't want to keep coming back and just doing stupid matches and jobbing to mid-carders. Good for Batista for leaving, going to Hollywood, and making a movie career for himself. Batista has a huge career in Hollywood. The guy's in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. The guy's a main character in that. The guy has been in a James Bond movie. He's going to be in the new Blade Runner, not Running Man, Blade Runner. Batista's in the new Blade Runner movie coming out, I believe, later this year. So Batista's in the new Blade Runner. The guy's a good career going for himself. So good for Batista for leaving wrestling and having a huge career outside of wrestling. Now, Randy doesn't want to leave wrestling. I guess he wants to wrestle 5, 10 more years. I don't got a problem with that, but anyways, about him, it says beating Raw, $5 million, whatever. Well, Randy, you had enough talent yourself to get put in a main event spot, to get pushed as a guy, or one of the guys. In my opinion, I was a bigger Batista fan. When Batista first came in, I was a bigger Batista fan than Randy Orton. And I believe Batista had more of a look. Batista had the look more than Randy Orton did. Batista had the it factor more than Randy Orton did. Anyways, I'm not saying Orton is bad. He's very good. But Orton was never, ever my favorite. I mean, when he was a heel in 2009, 2010, when he was a heel, he was one of my favorite heels. He was that good. I'm talking about the time where he slapped Vince on Raw and then punted Vince in the head. That's when Randy Orton was one of my favorite heels. But the guy's never my favorite wrestler. Batista actually was, I would say, in about 2005, 6. He was one of my favorite wrestlers. So, anyways, it continues. He says SmackDown Live, made $5 million in the last 11 shows. I don't even know if that's true. It could be, but who knows. And then he goes on to say, now I know to some that doesn't equal to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere. I'm going to respond to that. Randy, you don't got to bash indie wrestling. You don't got to bash how many people they get at their shows. They're small companies. They can't afford to run big arenas and have a sellout of 5,000. They can't afford to have a sellout of 10,000. And they're not big enough anyways to get big sellouts. So who cares if there's 100 people there? If they're a hype crowd and enjoying themselves, who cares? You don't got to bash them just because they have small crowds. You don't got to bash people paying $8. I would enjoy paying $8 or $10 or 15 or 20 to go to an indie show. That's a great deal. Paying $20 or under. That's a great deal. And that's what indie wrestling does. Yes, they have small crowds, but who cares? Some of the talent on the shows are great and fun to watch. And the crowds, even though they're small, they're super hype and energetic. Unlike some WWE crowds. During Monday Night Raw, some of those crowds sometimes are dead. I'd rather be in a small crowd of 150 people that are hype than in a crowd of 10,000 that is dead and that sucks. So that's just stupid for Orton to be bashing their crowds and bashing the price of their tickets. He says, and he goes on to say, but in the big boy world, that's called putting asses in seats. So enjoy your flips, dives, and 20 super kicks per match. I'm sure he's talking about the Young Bucks there. I don't disagree with Orton about that, because the Young Bucks do way too many flips, way too many high spots, and they do way too many super kicks. That crap then means nothing for anybody else that does it in Ring of Honor. But I guess that's their gimmick. That's the Young Bucks' gimmick. Super kick everybody that's in their way. And that's a stupid gimmick. Or that's their thing. I don't know what you call it. Anyways, he says, but to each their own. I will go drive back into my 13th title run and get ready to flip when my bank statement comes this month. And then he puts period, a lot of periods, headlock. So some of the statement, I agreed with Orton talking about all the flips and dives and 20 super kicks. I don't like all that stuff. I don't mind flips and dives. I don't mind that, but you can't do like 10 high spots a match. That's stupid. That's not wrestling. I think Jim Cornette used to say this, probably still does. All those flips, like 10, 20 flips a match, that's not wrestling. That's the circus. That's acrobatics. That's stupid. So then Orton says, in a different tweet, I really need to issue an apology. Period. And then responds is, people that responded to Randy Orton. Naturally, many indie and WWE talents have responded to Orton. Low-key responded to Orton. Quote his tweet. And I agree with this tweet from Low-key. I agree with what he says to Orton. He says, unfortunately, you're protected in WWE. Come out to the real world and test your tantrums with adults. That's pretty funny. And then the Young Bucks respond in the only way they possibly could. They responded to Randy Orton when he said, I need to issue an apology. Then they said, apology accepted. They tweeted Orton and said, apology accepted. Now, Dustin Rhodes posted a picture of himself with the Goldust makeup. Dustin Rhodes says, me watching Randy Orton's Twitter feed. He has glasses on, and that's pretty funny. Cody Rhodes responded to Goldust tweet of him watching Orton's Twitter feed with glasses. Cody Rhodes says, do your paint right. And then he posted a picture of a t-shirt that says Black Dives Matter. I don't know what the hell, or Cody didn't post that. I don't think Cody posted that picture. He just said, do your paint right to his brother. Ryan Smiley, I guess he's an indie worker. He posted his pic. Says, what size, man? This guy's from England. Posted a picture of a t-shirt that says, Black Dives Matter. And says to Randy Orton, what size, man? That's pretty funny. And then Bully Ray responds again in a tweet. Bully Ray says, tonight I worked the Ring of Honor TV tapings in the same bingo hall I started in 22 years ago. And then Bully says, and I couldn't be happier, with a thumbs up and a smiley face. Then after that he goes, period, dive. That's a good tweet. I like that tweet from Bully Ray. Obviously, he's talking about the ECW arena, where he started in 22 years ago. That's a legendary arena. Really passionate hardcore fans in Philly. So now Matt Hardy just recently chimed in on his feelings regarding to high spot focused independent wrestling. So Brian James, Road Dogg, responded to Randy Orton. So at Randy Orton played Twitter like a fiddle yesterday, and man was it fun to watch. One time I did a moonsault, I swear. And then he put at Matt Hardy brand. Road Dogg, you're an idiot. I don't like you. Not just because of that tweet. I don't like you. So now Matt Hardy chimes in to Road Dogg and Randy Orton's Twitter. He says, if you ever feel the urge again, dog of the road, I can now assist you. I've almost cured Nero, period, and he was extremely sick. And then he has a gif of a video. See what it says. It's Matt next to Jeff, his brother. So then Road Dogg chimes in and says, so Randy played... he already read that. Now CM Punk and Reddick, they step in and chime in. King Reddick, or Rodcheck, whatever the guy's name is. I just love wrestling, every type. Wish more people were this way. It's an amazing art that I've been blessed to make a living from. That's a good tweet. I like that. CM Punk chimed in. I couldn't see this tweet of his on Twitter because the guy has me blocked. Anyway, CM Punk says, Other will always try to project their own insecurities on you. Happiness is priceless. He said that to King Rico or Reddick, whatever the guy's name is. So Punk there kind of bashing Orton. Says Orton's insecurities, he's trying to push him on other people. And happiness is priceless. We all know CM Punk's time in WWE, the guy claims he was miserable his entire run there. So Matt Hardy says Twitter is a place where everybody can say anything with zero knowledge or fact on the topic. Digest that, and then after that he says, check your emotions at the login. I like that tweet. A lot of people spread not just lies and made up shit, but a lot of stupid people are on Twitter. A lot of stupid people. Mostly sheep, fanboys, and fangirls I'm talking about. Some that claim Roman Reigns is a better wrestler and performer than AJ Styles. That is a straight up joke, and that's not true. And they also claim that not just Roman, but they claim other people are better than AJ Styles, and that's a lie. And those people, the fanboys and the fangirls and the stupid people and the stupid wrestling fans on Twitter, mostly the fanboys and fangirls and the sheep, the first time and the first thing they say that is really stupid and just not true and just a lie, they should be thrown off Twitter immediately, in my opinion. So there it is. Randy Orton buries indie wrestling. I don't got that much of an opinion. I gave my opinion of what Orton wrote. He has a right to his opinion. That's how he feels. Even though, Orton, you were protected. You have been protected by WWE and their style. You haven't worked anywhere else in your whole career. I mean, a lot of guys have worked other places. I mean, Randy Orton, the only guys that haven't worked many indies or other places in the WWE right now, the only guys I would say are Randy Orton and Batista and Brock Lesnar. But Batista's gone. He's not coming back, nor should he think about coming back. He has a huge career in Hollywood. Batista doesn't need to come back. And I'm really happy for Batista that the guy's a big success in movies. So Orton can have his own opinion, but you were protected. Just like Brock has been protected because he hasn't worked anywhere else. Batista was protected because he didn't go anywhere else, and he didn't have to. Anyways, Brock doesn't have to go to any indie company. But Randy, I mean, just look at other guys around you. AJ Styles, that guy's done it all. That guy's worked for every other company just about. That guy knows every style. And I'm sure AJ would not say something this stupid, Randy, as you did. AJ would not post a rant about indie wrestling because AJ has worked for TNA in 2002, 2003, even 2004. TNA was like an indie company, except they had a pay-per-view contract for one pay-per-view a week. But TNA to me in 03, 04, even 02, 03, 02, 03, 04, TNA felt like an indie company. But they had a lot of great talent. Ring of Honor, indie company. No longer an indie company, but they started out as one. They have some of the best wrestlers in the world that came out of Ring of Honor. I'm talking about guys like Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles worked there, CM Punk, Christopher Daniels. The list can go on and on. Jay Lethal worked there, started, I believe Jay Lethal made his debut in Ring of Honor. Anyways, Randy, you have been protected. AJ Styles would never say something as stupid as you did, even though you have a right to your own opinion. I will agree with Orton when he talks about the Young Bucks throwing 20 super kicks. I don't like that shit. That is not wrestling. That's just a high spot dumb fest. That's in my opinion of the Young Bucks. They do too many high spots and too many super kicks. Every other talent I've seen, even if they do a lot of flips, I still enjoy them. And I still enjoy a lot of flips in wrestling. I enjoy Lucha Libre. I enjoy all styles of wrestling. But obviously, Orton does not enjoy any indie wrestling. He's probably never watched any Ring of Honor, never watched anything from any indie companies. Orton, you're living in a bubble. And your bubble is WWE, and you're protected. And that's my opinion of it. Anyways, this ends this episode 33 of the list. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching Raw right now, thank you for watching this list video. I talked about Braun Strowman being out 6 months. Talked about Randy Orton's rant on indie wrestling. I talked about the new logo for the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the list 33. Enjoy Raw. Have a great week, everybody. Bye for now.